And for another honorable mention, we have Noragami. Now then, you might have heard of Noragami, you might not have. Noragami had 2 seasons. Season 1 came out in 2015, Season 2 came out in 2016. Season 3 was supposed to come out in 2017, and now it's 2020, and now they're saying it's not coming until 2021. So, when will Season 3 come out? I don't know. It made the honorable mention. It made the honorable mentions because generally the anime is very good. It is serious in some moments, but it's very laid back. It's not super. There's like not a lot of drama involved. It's very fun to get into, very easy to get into. I really enjoy the show a lot. I think I'm just missing a little something, and the thing is, I don't know what I'm missing a little of. Maybe Season 3 will answer what I'm missing. But yeah, again, generally very good anime, very colorful. Yeah, Noragami. All right, and at number 20, we got One Piece. Very controversial pick, and I can already see all the hate comments, and you guys clicking off the video. But hear me out, hear me out. I like the fight scenes, the general story of it. It's very good. It has over 930 plus episodes. Okay, I like the show. It made the list. I'm not saying I'm hating it. I like it. I like it more than things I hate. I like more things than things I hate. I have a very love-hate relationship with the show, but I generally I enjoy it, guys. Okay, I don't dislike it. Not what I'm saying at all. But why is it not higher on the list? Start first things first. Let's dissect this a little bit. Luffy. He's dumber than a box of rocks. Okay, I'm just gonna come out there and say it. Okay, probably my least favorite shonen protagonist. Probably my least shonen protagonist. Okay. Okay, like we got Demon Slayer protagonist like on top. We got Naruto, got Gon. They're like top 3. And then of course the JoJo's, they're in there too. Okay? In the middle, you got like Goku. Got a couple of them in there. You got Natsu from Fairy Tail. All in the middle. Okay? Luffy's at like the bottom. I like him more than Austin from Black Clover, but like barely. I'm not a fan of Luffy. I'm not. If there is a different protagonist, I'd like the show more. I'm sorry. Also too, we all know Blackbeard is going to be the final guy before the show's over. Like, he's going to be the final fight. Don't like Blackbeard. Don't like his fruit. His fruit makes 0 sense. And that brings me another point of why the show only gets to number 20. It's because shonen have to, in my opinion, they have to make a decision with powers. Because how powers work in One Piece is you eat a fruit and you get a pop. And you get a certain power. You eat a devil fruit, you get a certain power. And there's different kinds of fruits, give you different types of abilities and such. There's different categories for fruits. But to keep it short, in shonen, you have to either pick logical or non-logic as far as powers and abilities and how they work. And one is not better than the other. Okay? But it has to be one or the other. And One Piece doesn't do that. In some fight scenes, it's logic, and in some other fight scenes, there's no logic involved. And in one arc, it's all logic, and then the next arc, it's no logic, or it's logic. And it flip-flops, and it mixes and matches, and it's not, I don't like it. It has to pick one or the other for me. It has to pick logic or non-logic. The thing is, it doesn't. Also, too, the pacing of the show. Filler, I hate filler in general. That's just for any anime with filler. I hate filler. So that's not just One Piece. That's any anime with filler. I hate filler. I fucking hate it. But One Piece in the main storyline, not including filler, the pacing is awful. There will be 30 episodes of these characters either not doing anything or just running or circling around in fucking circles and not doing anything. The story is not propelling, there's no objective, there's nothing going on. And then there's 8 episodes where, oh my god, everything's going on. And those 8 episodes are when One Piece is great. The 8 episodes that are going, things are actually happening. But there's 50 episodes of nothing going on. And it's like that. It's like, oh, 20 episodes of us just standing around or running in circles, not doing anything. And then there's 8 episodes of, oh my god, the story's propelling forward. We're actually doing the objective of the reason why we're here on this island or whatever we are doing. And then there's 40 episodes of filler, just straight filler. Straight filler had nothing to do with the main storyline. Just throw it in there. Hate the pacing of the show. This One Piece, honestly, should just be a 300 episode show, like Fairy Tail. Just 300 episodes. That's all. That's all. With all the important things. No filler. Stop dragging along the story. This show should be 300 episodes. There's too many moments in One Piece where I sleep, where I feel like I wasted 24 minutes of my day. And it happens a lot. But yeah, don't like the protagonist. I don't like the final boss. What makes the show good? Why is it number 20? How did it even make my list? Well, those sequences of the 8 episodes that stuff is actually going, that's how the show made it into my list. It's very, the action is very great. The fighting scenes are pretty good. The storyline and when things are actually going on, this is a great anime. It is. I see what everybody says about it. I do. At number 19, we have The Promised Neverland. Mahdi, how did this beat One Piece? It only had 1 season. The 1 season had like 16 episodes, and One Piece has 930. Well, this is quality over quantity. Okay? This show is pure quality. Alright? It's The Promised Neverland plot. It's what we kind of do today with animals, is that we raise cattle, we make like animals mate with each other, have kids, have calves or such, whatever animal it is, and then we feed them and watch them grow up, and then we end up slaughtering them at the end. And that's the premise of the show. It's only been 1 season. We don't know if these are aliens, if these are monsters, whatever these things are. Do this with humans. So you meet these kids. There's a house, and it's like a man, I don't know what you call this. It's like a foster home. And that's, in the first episode, that's what you think's going on. Is that there's a foster home, there's a mom who's taking care of all the kids, and then you find out, I'm not going to spoil how you find out because it's a very good moment. You find out that humans are being raised as cattle and being slaughtered at a certain age. And the mom, the foster mom, they're in on it. She's in on it. She's getting hired by these monsters to raise kids, to send them off to die. So season 1 is about leaving. Once they find out what's going on, is leaving this place. And mind you, these are kids. These kids are 12. The 3 main protagonists are 12. These are kids doing this. And first off, it's a level of getting away from this mom who you trusted your whole life, but she's raising you to be fed to some monster being sold off somewhere like that. And then you're also trying to let the other kids escape, because this house has like a ton of kids, like 40 or 50 kids are living in this one foster house. And these 3 12-year-olds are trying to get everybody over the wall and out. Now the thing is, there's a lot of mystery because we don't know what's outside of the wall. Will they just end up at another sanction or another place just like theirs, if they go outside of the wall, or they're just monsters walking around doing like what humans do. Are there humans outside of the wall? There's a lot of mystery that will be found out in season 2, but season 1 is just about the escaping, and it's very good. It's very well done. Absolutely love this anime. At number 17, we have Disastrous Life of Psyche K. Psyche K is the funniest anime I've ever watched. This is the top of all the comedy animes, even more than Prison School. The show is purely comedy. The storyline is this kid named Psyche. He's a psychic. He has unlimited bounds of power. But there's no objective. He just wants to live a regular life, goes to a school. The cast around him, the other characters around him, are what make the show so hilarious, because he's very bland. He wants to live a very regular life. It's the characters around him that make the show amazing. But this show, there's nothing serious about it. There's no emotional attachment or anything. It's purely funny. And I like how it just sticks to that. Again, I'm a sucker for comedy. This is, my opinion, the funniest anime ever. So at number 17, I would have to put The Disastrous Life of Psyche K. It has two seasons. Season 3 is like, it's a rumor, but it's been a rumor for the past 4 years, so I don't think it's happening. But if you just like to laugh, I'd watch this before watching the other shows. At number 16, we have Parasite. Parasite is about a kid who, in this world, it's regular. The timeline's the same as ours. It's like Japan in like 2012. And these alien life forms, these parasites, are falling from the sky, or a ship or something, however they fall from the sky, as aliens do. And they attach to humans, and once they attach to the brain, the human host basically kind of dies. The brain dies, and the parasite takes over. So anytime a human gets infected with this parasite and it gets to the brain, the person dies, but the parasite takes over. And he walks around and stuff and talks, because they're aliens, so they're like intelligent or whatever. But yeah, that's what this show's about. The main antagonist stops the parasite from going to his brain, and it stays on his hand. So he ends up working with the parasite and teaching this parasite, and the parasite teaches him things and such, and they're this great duo. Don't want to spoil the plot super too much, because that's the fun part about the show, is finding things out about the universe and the world and such and such. But the show, Cabaneri, like we did last video. Iron Fortress. It's the theme of, oh, parasites are bad, you know, they're the aliens or the monsters, you know, they're not humans, they're bad, they're evil. And then later in the show, you question and you were like, who's worse? Are humans worse than the aliens? Are aliens? You know, you start questioning that. But the season is one season long, has like 30 episodes or 40 episodes. Really good. It would not be 15 or not 15. It wouldn't be 16 if it wasn't good. Really, really good. The opening, absolutely amazing. So yeah, I would go check out Parasite. At number 15, we have a newish mainstream anime. It's called Mob Psycho 100. You might have heard of it. Mob Psycho 100 has 2 seasons so far. Season 3 is coming out apparently not until 2021, the end of 2021 apparently. I hope it's sooner than that. Mob Psycho 100 season 1 is, I think it's a shonen. I think it's considered a shonen. I think that's what it is. Lots of comedy in this. It's a mixture, again, a good blend of comedy and a good blend of action. My favorite character in the show, Reagan. My favorite character in the whole entire show. He's absolutely awesome. He's Mob's teacher. Psychics, that's the power element here. And this shonen is psychics, and some psychics have abilities, and Mob Psycho, like most protagonists, is like one of the most overpowered ones. Season 1, with the blend of comedy that it had, and it wasn't super serious. Like, action and fighting were awesome, but the comedy element was really there, and it was really heavy in comedy. And for that, I would have to put Mob Psycho in the top 10. But the second season, it gets serious, and it loses the comedy element. And it was good. It was just, after season 1, and I heard season 2 was coming out, I was very excited because I wanted to laugh again with this anime, but it was very serious and it was not humorous. And I was very disappointed by that. I think season 2 is good. It was just, I was very excited for the comedy element, but it wasn't there. So season 2, I would probably put in the top 20, but since I would put season 1 top 10, season 2 top 20, I think the happy medium would be between the two would be 15, and then see where season 3 ends up. But yeah, 15, Mob Psycho 100. At number 14, we have the Vinland Saga. The Vinland Saga came out in the summer of 2019. The Vinland Saga is about, it's a Viking anime. I don't think there's ever been a Viking anime. I don't think so. But it's made by the same guy who wrote Berserk, which was a gory anime back in the 80s or 90s. It is very gory. They've only had 1 season so far, but that season, absolutely phenomenal. First 6 or 7 episodes, kind of bland, but every episode after that, I can't wait to see where the show ends up. You really, in the show, get to see what it was like in the early 1000s. I think, yeah, that's the century, yeah. The early 1000s in medieval England and Vikings, and what that life was like, and how killing and murder and dying was, it happens in every episode, and everybody's so kind of dull to it, almost, except for like if it's like a loved one, that's like still sad, but like there's a lot of death. And I really like how in this anime, they really depict very well of what it's like back in that day, and the story within it is also very good. There's a couple characters that are also phenomenal. One of them dies. I'm not gonna spoil the name, but one of them dies. Kind of a little sad about that one. But overall, I think I put it at number 14 because I think it will. I think it deserves 14, but I think it also wherever the show ends, however many seasons it will have, wherever it ends, I think that's where it will end up at 14. At number 13, we have Hunter x Hunter, or Hunter x Hunter, however you want to pronounce it. Hunter x Hunter is a shonen anime, another one. Yay, more shonen animes. Has one season. The one season has like 130 episodes. Season 2 is supposedly coming out in 2021, hopefully. The guy who writes the show has like cancer or whatever, so he's dealing with that, so it takes him a while to write material, but the studio that made season 1 think they have enough material of the manga to make a season 2. That's why season 1 was so long, and season 2 is probably just going to be as long, 130 episodes. Of the 130 episodes, I think it has 130. I would say the last 20, very disappointing. I did not like the last 20 episodes. It's very boring, and not what the first 110 episodes were like. The first 110 episodes were absolutely amazing. Every arc, you go through different arcs in this one season, and I like all of them. I really enjoy all of them. The main character, Gon, he's the shonen protagonist, so he has the Goku dumb quality, but I don't mind him. I don't mind him at all. I actually kind of like Gon. If I'm being completely honest, I actually kind of like him. And the character, again, the very important details, is the characters who are surrounding the protagonist are also very good. The antagonists are also amazing. The show deserves the 13th spot. It really does. Okay? It would be a top 10 anime if it wasn't for the last 20 episodes. I'm telling you right now, once you get to 110 episodes, don't watch the last 20. Just wait till season 2. Don't watch the last 20. Don't do it. And at number 12, we have One Punch Man. Now, this one might be controversial. Maybe, maybe not. One Punch Man was created by the same guy who wrote Mob Psycho 100. Now, it's also had 2 seasons like Mob Psycho. One Punch Man is a shonen, but most shonen are the protagonists have to continuously become stronger to overcome the next antagonist. One Punch Man, the protagonist is already the strongest being in the universe. And that, his whole persona, the whole story of the show is he wants to be a hero, but he also wants to find somebody who is equal to or stronger than him. Because he's already the strongest being in the universe. And it's funny. That's great. That story has never been done before. It's original. And it doesn't get old. I haven't gotten old. It hasn't gotten old for me. I think it's because it's so different than other anime. Also the comedy element. It's very funny. It's hilarious. And in season 2, they keep the comedy element, unlike Mob Psycho. That's why this is ranked ahead of Mob Psycho, because they kept the comedy element that I really loved. Season 2, I would say, is a little bit more boring, but season 2 is setting up season 3 perfectly. I think season 3 is going to blow people out of the water. I think season 3 is going to be absolutely stunning and amazing. Also, too, another great thing about the show is that they build up the antagonist right before facing Saitama, which is the protagonist. They build up the antagonist and the characters surrounding him. So, like, if it's like a friend of Saitama's, you get to know his whole backstory and how hard he's been training and how powerful he is, and he can't defeat the antagonist with all of his strength, And then Saitama just comes in, one punch, yeah, gone. The antagonist is absolutely disintegrated. And same thing with antagonists. You learn about the antagonist and how strong they become. You see their whole backstory and how strong they become up until that moment, and Saitama just disintegrates them. That will never get old for me, and I think One Punch Man deserves number 12. Number 11, this is definitely the most controversial pick so far. Not the most on the list, but so far right now in this moment. Number 11, and I will explain myself afterwards, okay? I will explain. I watched season 1 of Tokyo Ghoul, and I really enjoyed it. And I think a lot of people did generally enjoy season 1. I think at the end of season 1, a lot of people were like, ooh, that's a neat plot twist. Tokyo Ghoul, I should probably give a little details. Tokyo Ghoul is a seinen anime about ghouls and humans, and the protagonist is half ghoul, half human. Like the other seinen animes I was explaining, with the monster human dilemma, and you get through that through the seasons. Is like, oh, humans are worse than ghouls, or who's worse, ghouls or humans? And you know, this is the third anime we're talking about this plot line. But why do I think this plot line is better than the other two? And let's get into Tokyo Ghoul a little bit. Let's get into it. Tokyo Ghoul has 4 seasons, a total of 96 episodes. So it's not even 100 episodes. It's a fairly quick anime. I was told after season 1, which, by the way, my favorite opening of all time is Tokyo Ghoul. Very important. The soundtrack in the show is also amazing. Absolutely amazing. Not a single song I hate from Tokyo Ghoul. Beautiful, and it's not like action-y music. It's very beautiful music. Absolutely stunning music. But a lot of people that watch Tokyo Ghoul, they never read the manga. Like, I was told before watching season 2, I saw in the comments on the site that I watch anime, and everybody said, read the manga along with watching the show. And I was like, okay. I've never read manga before, but Tokyo Ghoul is the only... So I read season 1, kind of. I brushed through it. Season 1 is the most accurate season to the manga, but it definitely brushes things off. See, One Piece, they did the opposite of what I'm about to do. So One Piece they drag things along with filler. They add episodes that are unnecessary. There's a ton of episodes that are very unnecessary. Tokyo Ghoul does the complete opposite. They brush over so much important things that I think if they put, like, if Tokyo Ghoul was a 200 episode show instead of 96, I feel like a lot of people would like the show because they don't explain the reasoning behind certain actions in the show. That in the manga, it explains everything to you. And you're like, oh, well, now the action that the protagonist made, it makes sense now. So that's why I have a different experience with it, because I know a lot of people who hate Tokyo Ghoul. They're like, well, nothing ever makes sense. They don't explain anything. Things are happening and I don't understand why they're happening. And I'm like, oh man, I wish I would have told you to read the manga along with it, because I understood what was happening in the show because I was also reading the manga along with it. So that's why 11 is, I would say for this pick, it's a combination of reading the manga and watching the show. That's why it's number 11. But season 1, loved it. Season 2, loved it. Season 3, loved it. Season 4, loved it. I will also say I cried probably a good 14 times throughout this whole entire show. There are some scenes in the anime that you can't get in the manga, obviously. But the songs that come out of left field They just make you tear. They make you cry. Anime rarely does that where just like a song comes on and it perfectly syncs with the scene. You just cry. Damn. Yeah, so Tokyo Ghoul, number 11. Absolutely love it.